Good day, everyone. Welcome to another day of learning opportunity. I am your teacher Jade Maris Noble, and I will be discussing with you a new topic in microbiology and parasitology. And this is all about the paramyxovirus, and that is called mumps. Before we proceed to our new lesson, let us have a short recap about our last topic. So last meeting, we discussed all about the diarrhea. And diarrhea can be triggered by the infection and inflammation of the digestive system. So now let's proceed to our new lesson. But before that, let us look the objectives in today's session. At the end of the lesson, you are expected and identify what is mumps and determine the causes, symptoms, risk factors, complications, and when to see a doctor. So there's a picture here. Does anyone know what this picture is all about? Yes, very good. As you can see to the picture, there are three major pairs of salivary glands. And these are the parotid gland and the submandibular gland and the sublingual gland. So when we say parotid gland are the largest salivary glands and they are located just in front of the ears. And when we say submandibular gland, located below the jaw. And when we say sublingual glands are the smallest of the major of salivary glands. So, this part of salivary glands when mumps are primarily affects. So, let's discuss the meaning of mumps. Mumps is a viral infection that primarily affects salivary glands that are located near your ears. And mumps can cause swelling in one or both of these glands. So, usually, the part of the salivary glands are when mumps primarily affect. So, usually, children are most often affected by this disease and rarely in the elderly. So, there's a picture here. The normal salivary gland and swollen parotid gland. So, as you can see to the picture, if you have mumps, usually your salivary glands is swollen that cause the cheeks to puff out. So, this is the normal and this is when you have a mumps. So, usually, your cheeks is swollen. Some people infected with the mumps virus have either no signs or symptoms or very mild ones. So when signs and symptoms do develop, they usually appear about 2 to 3 weeks after exposure to the virus. And the primary sign and symptoms of mumps is swollen salivary glands that cause the cheeks to puff out. And other signs and symptoms may include the fever, loss of appetite, headache, muscle pain, pain in ear, jaw, and chin, and pain when eating, and pain on both sides of your cheeks. So usually, it takes 2 to 3 weeks to get symptoms after you have been exposed to the virus, and this is called incubation period. But some people who are infected with the mumps virus don't have any symptoms. So when to see a doctor? Usually, if you have more serious symptoms such as stiff neck or a severe headache, painful testicles, or severe belly pain, call your doctor right away. See your doctor if you or your child has signs and symptoms of mumps because mumps is highly contagious for about 9 days after symptoms appear. But before you go to the doctor or hospital, call first so that arrangement can be made to avoid spreading the virus to others in waiting room. But in the meantime, rest as much possible. Try to ease symptoms with cold compresses and over-the-counter pain relievers such as ibuprofen, Advil, and others. So, mumps are caused by the virus called paramyxovirus, meaning to say this is caused by a virus that spreads easily from person to person through infected saliva. So, if you're not immune, you can contract mumps by breathing in saliva droplets from an infected person who has just sneezed or coughed. So, you can also contract mumps from sharing utensils or cups with someone who has a mumps. So, the risk factors of mumps are unvaccinated individuals, international travel, especially to countries without mumps vaccination programs, and working or living in close proximity to individuals infected with mumps rubella virus, and being in states of immunodeficiency. So, in complications of mumps are rare, but some are potentially serious. Most mumps complications involve inflammation and swelling in some part of the body such as testicles, brain, membranes and fluid around the brain and spinal cord, and pancreas. So, testicles. This condition known as orchitis cause one or both testicles to swell in males who reach puberty. And brain, the viral infection such as mumps can lead to inflammation of the brain or encephalitis. So encephalitis can cause neurological problems and become life-threatening. Membranes and fluid around the brain and spinal cord. This condition known as meningitis. And meningitis can occur of the mumps virus spread through your bloodstream to infect your central nervous system. And last, pancreas. So, the signs and symptoms of this condition known as pancreatitis include pain in the upper abdomen, nausea, and vomiting. Other complications of mumps are hearing loss, heart problems, and miscarriage. So, hearing loss. It can occur in one or both ears. Although rare, the hearing loss is sometimes permanent, and heart problems. So, rarely mumps have been associated with abnormal heartbeat and disease of the heart muscle, and miscarriage. Contracting mumps while you're pregnant, especially early in your pregnancy, may lead to miscarriage. The best way to prevent mumps is to be fully vaccinated against the disease. The mumps vaccine is usually given of a combined measles, mumps, rubella, or the MMR inoculation, which contains the safest and most effective form of each vaccine. And 2 doses of the MMR vaccine are recommended before a child enters school. So, those vaccines should be given when the child is between the ages of 12 and 15 months and between the ages of 4 and 6 years. So, once they are fully vaccinated, they have immunity to mumps. and a single dose of vaccine is not completely effective at preventing mumps. But a third dose of vaccine isn't routinely recommended, but your doctor might recommend a third dose if you are in an area that is experiencing an outbreak. Prevent the spread of mumps through these steps. So, don't share items that may have saliva on them. Much better drinks from cups or water bottles. And cover your coughs and sneezes. And also, wash your hands often and truly with soap and water. And clean and disinfect shared surfaces. Also, stay home if you are sick and contact your doctor to provide for your treatment. The treatment of mumps are bed rest as much as possible, drink plenty of fluids to avoid hydration, and paracetamol to reduce pain and fever, and cold compresses held against the swollen parotid glands, and also soft and easy to swallow foods such as soap porridge or pureed vegetables, and also isolation to reduce the risk of spreading the disease or diseases. In summary of our lesson for today, mumps is a contagious disease that is caused by a virus, and it typically starts with a few days of fever, headache, muscle aches, tiredness, and loss of appetite. And the most people will have swelling of their salivary gland. This is what causes the puffy cheeks and a tender swollen jaw. Before we end our session, we will have a short summative test to test if you really understand our lesson for today. So I will give you 20 minutes only to answer the questions. Okay, get one whole sheet of paper and write the question first before you answer. Okay, number 1. Identify what is mumps. Number 2, give the causes, symptoms, complications, and risk factors of mumps. Okay, number 3, when to see a doctor. Okay, you may now start answering. Time's up. You may now send it to me your answer via Google Classroom. Okay, so your assignment is read what is meningitis all about. The causes, symptoms, risk factors, complications, and also when to see a doctor. So that's the end of our session for today. I hope you've learned something today. Thank you for listening. Stay safe, everyone. Goodbye, class.